90% of startups fail within the first 1 year. 90%, whether it's small business, 90. So if 10 people start, only 9 remain. Now the question is, why does this keep happening and what are the mistakes that lead to these failures? Today, I'm going to be teaching you how to avoid these mistakes and highlighting them so you make sure that your business lasts for a very, very long time and makes you the big money you started the business for. Hello, my name is Bright Okereke. I'm an entrepreneur of multi-billionaire business in Nigeria, and I'm going to teach you how you too can do that. One of the things that causes most business to fail starts right from the beginning. How do you even get into business? Why are you in business? What's the purpose of the business running? A lot of times, most people who are business owners now stumble into it. No research, no due diligence, no nothing. And we have a culture that has really encouraged a lot of you are just a business person. For instance, one time someone called me and we're talking, and the person was telling me about their business. And I asked, okay, what's your profit margin like? They discussed it. What's this like? They discussed it. And I was like, wait, why are you doing a business with a profit margin that is this low on paper? And it was clear that the person did not think through the business before starting it. So most times what happens is people just start business for business sake. You see somebody selling rice, you gotta start selling rice. Why? Why are you selling rice? Well, restaurant business is nice. Have you heard of the stats that I said 90% of business fail? For restaurant business is 99%. Have you seen it? Do you know it? Are you aware of it? Or you just see somebody else doing restaurant business like that? How many of you have seen those kind of shop where you enter a store, a long line, you see very long line of shops, tire, 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 tire. Everybody selling tire in their streets. Now, you know what's interesting about that? 80% of the business goes to 20% of the people selling the tires. If you are very confident, you would have heard of the 80-20 rule. So you now see that within the 20 people selling tires, only 3 or 4 of them have most of the customers. Why? Those people know what they are doing. They know why they are in tires. They're probably passionate about it. They probably understand the business more. They are able to put strategies better than the other people. Or their personality and who they are is more aligned to sell tires than other products. It is not every business you can do. It is not every business. Like as I am now, I know how to build businesses. But can I do every business? The truth is no. I've tried some business in the past that did not work out at all because they were not in tune with my personality. Like over the years, after starting many businesses, I found out that any business that would require me to sit in front of a table and press laptop all day, I cannot do it. I don't have the patience. I don't have the energy. Funny enough, it's more draining to me than working up and down. Why? My personality does not suit that kind of business. So before you go into business, properly think about it. Here are the things you need to check. You. It starts with you. Are you well equipped to start a business? Are you passionate about starting a business? Are you passionate about running business? Do you know how to do it? What type of business? Which next one? What type of business will be good for you to start? Remember, it still starts with you again. What kind of business will suit you? What kind of business goes well with your personality, who you are, the condition, the country you are in, the state you are in? Imagine starting an aeroplane business and you are staying at Bekuta, or you are starting a fishery business and you don't even see the where you are staying. Oh, you're in Sahara Desert. You want to start fishery. It doesn't make any sense because why are you going to get water? Right? You need to look at your environment before you start the kind of business. And the third one, this one is very important, but a lot of people don't do it, is do research about business. Learn about it. No insider secrets. This is one of the reasons why I generally would not encourage you to just jump into business. The best way to start a business is you start working with someone who is running it well. For instance, how we started real estate, I've said it many times on these videos, is instead of going to build, we build houses now. Instead of going to just build houses ourselves and putting 100 million, 300 million, 500 million into a building, what we did is we found someone who already had a building that he was building and say, hey, what's up? We would help you market your building and then we'll get commissions from it. And that way, we can test at almost no cost if this particular business is something we want to do long term. A lot of people don't have this testing period with the business they are starting. They just jump head first. You saw one idea, random idea, your friend told you about an idea, you jump head first. Take your time, do your research, do your due diligence before you start the business. Another very, very important reason why a lot of business fail in their first year is they do not hire the right people. In fact, this particular reason is why business fail in first year. Still the same reason why business will fail in the second year. Still, even 100-year-old business, if they fail tomorrow, it's mostly because they hire the wrong people. The first point I brought you was you. You are because you're the first person involved in the business. Now, when you start, who are the other people involved in the business? Now, most people, it's either they don't hire at all, they try to do everything themselves, which is something that even me sometimes I struggle with it at the beginning. And from time to time, I have to understand how to hire people. So you need to understand that first, business is not about 100% you. Everything must begin and end with you, especially if you want to grow it. If you want to do just a mom and pop kind of thing, you just want to be selling fish outside your compound, that might work. But even that fish you are selling outside your compound, do you know what will make you make more money with that fish? If somebody else is selling the fish for you outside the compound. Because once someone is selling outside your compound, you can have another person sell outside another compound. Before you know, you have 10,000 locations selling fish outside the compound. And it's just the way you have to think as an entrepreneur whenever you are scaling. How do you get more? And this is where people come in. You have to hire the right people, know how to write. See, there's a popular saying in management is get the right people on the bus before you even figure out where the bus is going. It's more important who is on the bus than where the bus is going. If you have the wrong people on the bus, doesn't matter how great where you are going to, it's going to be a terrible experience. The bus will never get there. So your first job is how do you get the right people on your bus? So get the right people, hire them. How do you manage them? Because managing people on your team is a whole challenge on its own. And also it is a skill. It is something you can learn. Anybody can learn it. If you're watching this video, you can learn how to manage people. I know some of you be expecting me to now teach you how to manage people. Yeah, like, subscribe, follow us. That video will be coming shortly. I know how shortly, but shortly. So you follow us, we'll talk about it in the future. I think so far we've done some videos on firing people, hiring people. You can check some of them. We'll put some link on the screen so you can connect to some of those videos towards the end. Right. So how do you hire people? How do you fire people? How do you improve productivity? How do you encourage people to work? Because it's not enough that you have people and they come to work. You have to encourage them to work. You have to inspire them to work. How do you get that out of people? Because most times what happens in Nigeria, we hire people, pay them, and then our step one, shout. Step two, shout louder. Step three, shout and insult their parents. Step four, shout, insult their parents, and now insult their children. And when this first step does not work, be a little bit more abusive before people even get to firing. It's very interesting because a lot of people would rather insult you, scream at you. They will do anything but actually fire you or train you or manage you properly. So you need to understand and learn about managing, how to manage people, how to manage a team, how to grow your team. You need to be obsessed. And the more your business grows, the more this part becomes even more important because what happens is the bigger you get, the more people you have to hire. When I first started business, the first person I had to get on board was my co-founder. It was just two of us for a while. Then we had like three people, then we grew to five people, and now we're over 100 people. 100 over 100 full time. Before maybe when you see this video in 2 3 years time, we would have gotten to 8,000 or 2,000 people. And the more we grow, the more emphasis on your leadership skill, your team management skill, your people skill. And the people who make the most money are people who know how to work with people. If you are a solo warrior, you will not make any money. The only way you're going to make money as a solo warrior is it was funny. I wanted to say footballer, but footballers work in teams. That's all like Ronaldo. Ronaldo will have his own personal team that is training Ronaldo. The Ronaldo will still have to work with his team. Like, why does he not have a World Cup? Is it because Ronaldo does not deserve World Cup? Because Ronaldo has not been in a team that can collect World Cup. And it's quite unfortunate because if he was born in certain parts of the world, Ronaldo will have like 2 or 3 World Cup right now. But I don't want to share that. I'm not saying he's the greatest of all time or anything, but you'll know it by yourself. My point is, it's hard for you to find someone that is doing very well and does not have a good team. Hardly, if you want to make good money, you have to have a team. If you want to be solo, just you, oh great, you will not make any money. Do you want to push truck? You don't really need a team to push truck. All you need is yourself, your truck, a lot of muscle, coke, Sprite, bread, and any carbohydrate food you can find. Once you have all those, you are good to go for truck pushing. And you know how much now you make with that. So the more money you want to make, the more you need to know how to build teams. So once you build your knowledge, you build your skill on these things, you will know how to get your team to the next step. Another very important part of hiring people or bringing people to your team is firing people too. Very delicate matter. You need to know when and how to do it, especially when you fire people. How do you do it? So you need to know how to do it so that you can keep the right people in your boss at all time. Because if you don't do that, your boss will collapse. You reach front, somebody have removed steering, and you are now asking who removed steering, and you are shouting at everybody. Person that have removed steering will now come down. You're also interested about business and hiring is when the boss finally break down, everybody will come down. Everybody will come down and leave the bus. Do you know who will still be in the bus? You. You'll still be in the bus. So you need to know how to do it. And if you do it well enough, your business will just keep going and going. So this particular mistake, learn about it, read about it, study about it, practice it, and make sure you keep things going. One book I would really recommend for this, it's a new read. I just read it recently that would help with things like this. Is Good to Great. Good to Great talks about it extensively, talks about leadership, the kind of people you need on your team, and all that details. Another book I recommend, this one is for managing people. When you have people, how do you make them do things with enthusiasm, not just based on force, shout, and frustration? How to influence and influence people. If you read that book, you get as much information about getting people as possible. Then you can also use other resources like YouTube to find out how do you hire, how do you fire, and every other thing in between. Another reason why a lot of businesses fail, this one is so important. Oh my god, it should even be number one. Is lack of focus on sales. A lot of people start business and for some reason they do anything but sell their product. They spend all their time making their product. They spend all the time advancing their product. They do every day, focus all their attention on product, and then no sales. And guess who makes the most money? Person who can sell. I was watching a video and you did I was talking about it. That one guy messaged him. I'm like, hey, what's up? I have these glasses. These glasses is the best glasses ever. I don't know how good can a glass get. It's share eyeglass so that if they can do a partnership where and sell the glass and they will split the money 50-50. And the guy is like, why would I split 50-50 with you? If you have the glass, you don't know how to sell, the glass is worthless. I know how to sell, right? You just need to give me anything. Also, how hard is it to get a dealer for glasses? Like, if I wanted to sell the glasses myself, it won't be hard for me to get someone to give me glass. Like, I even call a dealer, and because he's at retail, say, oh, give me glass. They'll give him for free. So, selling and knowing how to sell is the most important thing. If you don't have sales, you die immediately. So spend most of your time growing your sales pipeline. Spend most of your time marketing your product, especially at the beginning. They say there's this saying that if you are good enough, everybody will come. That saying is for big companies, though. Big companies are the ones that if they build their product is big enough, definitely people will come. Why? They already know them. You that you're in Ojuelegba, you're in Mushin, nobody know you. If you like, have the bestest ever product. If you don't market it, if you don't go and talk to people about it, nobody knows it. Nobody knows it. You don't make any money. There's this people who talk about a lot where they're like, there's this guy in my street that can play more than Messi. There's somebody in my area. We don't know if it's true or not. But the truth is, there is a chance it's possible. But why is Messi making much money than them? Messi is being marketed properly. It's same thing with musical artists. You know how to sing very well. It's not by who sabi sing. Oh. If it's like that, there are some people that me and you know is that artist you are thinking of right now. You know he will not be popular if it's by singing. You know what I'm talking about. We know at least three. If I ask you to think of three artists that cannot sing anything, but they are very popular. And guess what? They are making money because they are popular, because their music sell. Someone was mentioning about artist house. You see a song that if an upcoming artist sing, to not do anything, but if maybe Davido now sings the song, all of a sudden it will go viral. The Whiskey sing the same song, it will go viral. Why? They know how to sell. Selling is what works. At the beginning of your career or your business, you should focus most of your attention on selling. How can you get people to buy more from you? Now, under that is where you now talk of product development and other things. But that is the main primary thing, sales. How do you bring money and even more money consistently entering your business pocket? It should not stop. Every time you keep it going, more money, and even more money coming. So focus on sales, hyper focus on sales so that you can get money. Now, when you have money, the beautiful thing about selling is money answer it all. When you sell, you have money. If you need an accountant, you hire an accountant. If you're not able to sell, can hire accountant. You've sold, now you have money, but your books are terrible, hire accountant. You've sold, you have money now. You need to build your product, you hire a product developer. You've sold, you have money now, you need to do one other thing, you hire the person. And you can only hire those people because you have money, because you sold. So most people that call themselves an entrepreneur, what you actually are is first of all a salesperson. And it's so interesting about sales is not just about selling products, it's also about selling ideas. You never stop selling. So when your team gets bigger and you have people that are selling for you, those people selling for you, you need to still constantly sell the idea of the company to them, sell the yourself to them, and sell the team spirit and whatever you are doing to them. So there's no point where you stop selling. So you need to know how to sell very well and consistently focus on sale. Now the next problem why a lot of businesses fail is similar to the second one, but they are related but not quite. And that is no proper plan for growth. So this no proper plan, it might be a thing where you don't have ambition. You don't expect your business to scale, and then it's scaled accidentally. You have a good product, you are selling something. Now normally your plan is you sell 100 shirts this month. Something that happens, you now have 1,000 orders. What happens? Do you have a plan for growth? Do you plan to grow? Are you consistently putting growth in mind? Now, the thing people don't understand about growth is you don't have an option when it comes to growth, because for every year you did not grow, you are declining. There is no staying on a playing field. Playing field does not exist. Middle ground does not exist. It's either you are growing or you are declining. Those are the two options. So if you are not growing, you are consistently declining. If you think last year you made 10 million and this year you made 10 million too, that those 2 years are the same. It's not true. If you're in Nigeria, it's even worse. Last year you made 10 million. This year you made 10 million naira. Oh, but by the time you do inflation on that 10 million, you actually made 7. Guess what? You declined. So you have to be very, very cautious of growth and also put growth in your plan. So you don't collapse because of sudden growth or lack of growth at all. So you are consistently planning to grow, get the right people at the right time. So initially you start your business, you're just making 500,000. You don't need an accountant, you're just managing the whole thing by yourself. You don't need to employ people. Business is moving, now you're in 5 million. Now you start need to get accountant and one other thing and this other person and that other person. You need to properly plan your growth. You need to properly learn for growth, because most times what will get you when it comes to growing is lack of knowledge. It is what you don't know that will harm you the most. Because what you do when you're running 5 million naira business, it's not what you do when you're running a 50 million naira business. It's not what you do when you're running a 500 million naira business. And it's definitely not what you do when you run a 50 billion naira business. So you need to keep changing and you need to always learn to grow, plan to grow, and consistently make sure You institutionalize growth. Hmm. English want to put me in trouble. You institutionalize growth into your business. The next reason why a lot of businesses fail, especially in Nigeria, is the Nigerian factor. Ah, Nigerian factor is something else. Our fatherland. It's not easy. Oh. It's not easy. I'll tell you the truth. It's not easy. But I also think it's easy too. Yeah, it's the duality of life. In real life, Nigeria is not easy, but Nigeria has some advantage. So how do you navigate around Nigeria problem, right? One of the things that kill a lot of businesses, many people don't account for the Nigerian factor. For instance, inflation. How are you able to handle inflation in your business? So the thing with inflation, a lot of people do not plan enough for it. Now, I've been in business for the past 8 years, and every year there was inflation. Past 8 years. So, how do you plan for inflation? One of the major things people do now is you factor it into your price. You factor it into your price because it's very important so you do not end up running at a loss because you did not factor inflation. And as a customer, you have to also understand that this country is not easy. The way it's not easy for you is also not easy for the business owner. It's not easy for everybody. A lot of times you meet customers, they complain about how your own price is up and then they not increase their price. But they will not complain about them. For instance, I'm a property developer. Everybody always complain about rent is high. Rent is high, rent is high. Oh my god, why is rent so high? Hey, reach my turn now and they complain. Reach my turn, everybody already complain. But no problem. You too, the one you are selling, is the price not high? Is your customer not complaining? Because you that you are selling rice, have you not increased your price for the rice? Look at rice, bag of rice is how much? How much was it 2 years ago? How much is it now? If you check my rent, the rent in my building, bag of rice has increased more than my rent, more than double. So it's for you to understand the point of view of everybody. You're a customer too. I am also a customer, and I also feel the pain of price increase. In fact, I don't only feel the pain of price increase. I feel the pain of rent increase too because even after building over 20 houses, I still live in a rented apartment. That's a whole different video on its own, right? But you need to understand that it has to be factored in. Inflation has to matter in how you set your price because that's one of the ways for you to navigate it properly and be able to make a lot of money. Another thing is, if you can, buy dollar. You can buy dollar. It's a very good strategy. Any money that is not being used should be invested. And easy investment is dollar. Don't put your money in crypto and other unstable thing. And that investment is real estate. Buy property. So if you have bulk money, if you have 500 million sitting in the bank, don't just let it sit in the bank. Buy properties, buy investments that can appreciate so that whenever there's inflation, at least the value of that money would also go up. Even if it doesn't go too high, it will at least somewhat match inflation price. So make sure you do that to hedge against inflation at all times. Now, other Nigerian factors like there's no lights, bad road network, and other, police, there's police, there's EFCC, there are plenty. There are plenty. They will come for you. Tax, this one, that one. There are a lot of Nigerian factors. And the way you handle Nigerian factor is, I think the first thing is don't pity yourself. So a lot of people, whenever something happens to them, the Nigerian factor thing happen, they always like, oh my god, Nigeria is this, Nigeria. Stop complaining, my dear. Stop complaining. Now the same Nigeria all of us did. Now people they enter private jets. Please let's stop complaining. So you have to have this level of no complaining at all. Don't complain. Like chill. Look for solution. Always be solution oriented and have this mindset that is solution based, and you need to add creativity and resourcefulness to it. I was talking to one of the guys I work with for the videos, and we're talking about how you navigate Nigerian problem. And she mentioned that, oh, when you don't, she did not have light, she went to a restaurant, she plugged her phone. See, the energy you use to complain, and you come on this video and you are commenting, because some of you, as I'm saying, you're already typing the comment. I know you are typing, I catch you, yes. You're already typing the rubbish you want to say. See, that energy, you can just use it to be resourceful. At the moment, you don't have much choice. Be resourceful. Make do with what you have. Another thing is, be optimistic too. It's very interesting that in retrospect, we're actually living in the good time. This is both as a business owner, as a customer, right? Today you're complaining rice is expensive. Let's say rice today is 150K per bag. You're complaining it's expensive. But in 2030, you will look back at today and be like, omo, that rice was cheap. Oh. If I had known. You know now. I'm telling you, it's cheap. If you look at it with retrospect, it is cheap. Do you guys remember when fuel was 160 naira? Hmm. Good times. Good times. And guess what happened when fuel was 160 naira? All we did was complain about it. If we had known fuel will reach 1,000, 1,002, hmm, maybe all of us would have bought big gallon to just pour as many fuel as we want. My point is, you have to understand that now is the best time. Now is the best time. Do not look at the past. Do not overthink the future. Enjoy now. In retrospect, now is the best time. So there's no other time that's going to be better. Enjoy it, maximize it. Your only option is to maximize what you have and be resourceful. Be resourceful, be creative, and see how you can navigate all the plenty challenges. When you navigate it properly, my dear, you're going to make bank even in this Nigeria. Because it's this Nigeria that all of us are inside. People they do private jets. Ah, I need to buy my own. Don't worry. Once I buy my, I will do a vlog here to show you. I'm already working on it. Once it starts, I'll show you guys. You guys will see. I'll do a video. Come, let me show you details of private jet. The car that me I'm driving now, I'm tired of it. Safe. It's private jet that is hungering me now. So you have to understand that people are making crazy money in this same country. So stop complaining. See how you can fix it and navigate the Nigerian factor like a pro. So if you like this video, remember like, subscribe. You can check out other videos on hiring and other information you like to do. Like, subscribe, follow, share with your friends. See that your friend that is running a business in Nigeria, share to all your friends so that their business will not fail and they can do big business so they can do transfer for you. You know how you say whenever you ask for your urgent 2K, they will have to give you. What challenges are you currently facing as a business in Nigeria? Comment below so that we can help you solve those problems and get you out of the mess you are in so you can make a lot of money. Thank you very much. See you next time.